Good day, wonderful people. Daryl D here, and today I am going to show you 10 of my favorite R&B concert t-shirts from my personal collection. That's right, 10 t-shirts that I acquired over the years from different concerts that I've gone to, and maybe a few that I didn't actually attend. So, y'all hang out with me for a few minutes. I'm going to show y'all some real cool stuff. Let's get started. Okay, first up on the menu uh, was the master. One of the masters of the guitar. Our good brother, Mr. B.B. King. You know, I can't sit here and honestly say I'm a huge fan of the blues. I'm really not. But I am a huge fan of B.B. King just based off of his legendary career. And I always wanted to go see him. And I got the chance to go in 2006. He played here in Phoenix, Arizona, downtown. And of course, I had to pick up a few t shirts from that show. And this is one of them. So that's the front. And as you can see, there's the back with all of the cities on there. The 2006. And of course, all of the different cities that he got a chance to go to on that tour right there. I bought another one. This one, I've never even worn this yet. It's on the red anvil, by the way. I haven't even worn this yet. I also bought a like a salmon colored long sleeve. I'll have to show that on another video. I wore that shirt so many times. It's falling apart. It's got holes in it everywhere. But it's still a cool shirt. So now that I can't really wear that one too much more, I'm going to have to start rocking this. But this is the first one I want to show y'all. The king of the blues, Mr. B.B. King himself. Let's keep going. Next up we have arguably the greatest R&B group ever. I don't know, but definitely legendary. I can't say enough about Maze and Frankie Beverly. This is one of my favorite R&B groups of all time. Anybody that has ever seen them live can tell you there's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. My man is in his late 70s, I think. He's still pushing strong to this day. And I've seen this group maybe, I must have seen them 6, 7 times already over the years. And I try to always grab a t-shirt while I'm there. This is one of them. Beautiful, beautiful blue color. And there's the band. And if I'm not mistaken, this particular one I picked up, he did a show at a casino in the near Redlands, California. Me and my cousin went and saw him. And this is where I picked this one up. Here's the back. Never Let You Down, Maze. Yeah, this show was fantastic, man. It's like a giant family reunion, like just a giant party with all my people up in there. Legendary group, man. I hope I get to see them again as soon as possible. But yeah, I had to show y'all this one. This is one of my favorite suits right here. Maze and Frankie Beverly. Let's keep it rocking. Okay, next up. This brother needs no introduction. This is the one and only George Clinton with the Parliament Funkadelic. What year is that? What does it say? This is his U.S. tour. Now this is a really interesting story behind this T-shirt. I was in New York City, and George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic actually played for free in Queensbridge Park, Queens, New York. So you literally had to get off the train, walk right through the Queensbridge projects to get to Queensbridge Park, and there you had a free show. There was like 5,000 people out there. It was crazy. And that's where I got to pick up this real funky shirt right here. I mean, look at that. Look at the colors. Look at the detail in that shirt. This is definitely one of my favorites. Um, the cool thing about New York is in the summertime you can go to free concerts all over the city, all over the five boroughs that are in different parks um, throughout the whole summer. So if you're ever in New York in the summertime, just look up the Parks Department and the free concerts and shows that they're having, and you never know who you might run into, who you might get to hang out with, and who you might get to see. So yeah, this was a cool one. George Clinton, the Parliament Funkadelic. Let me give y'all another cool shot of this shirt. Does it get any better than Clinton? You digging that? If you like this one, you're going to love the next one I got to show you. Check this one out. Okay, 1996. This is the first time I ever got to see George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic. You know, I'm a young guy. Um, didn't quite know what to expect, but this was absolutely bananas. Not only was he touring that year, but it was also the 20th anniversary of George landing the mothership. So in this show, this was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at I believe this was at the Riverside Theater, if I'm not mistaken. And so it was just everything that I had seen on TV, on his album covers and whatnot, and to see all of that in front of me, you know, the stuff that he was doing back when I was too young to even go to shows, he was doing at this concert. It was pretty cool. So this was the shirt that was available there at that show. And tell me if that's not the most coolest thing you've ever seen. 20th anniversary of the mothership. Parliament Funkadelic. Let me show you the back. The return of the mothership. George Clinton. Bootsy. Bernie Worrell. Fred Wesley. Kyle Jason Bright to Funkenstein. Man, look at that. This is another shirt that I've never worn before. This shirt is so cool that I'm definitely gonna have to put this in a frame. Who knows? Maybe I should try to get George to sign this one day. I've actually met and hung out with George at least 3 times. 3 times, definitely. Once was it once in Wisconsin and twice here in Arizona. But yo, check that out. Man, this is a beautiful shirt. The colors are beautiful. 96, the occasion was beautiful. 20th anniversary. I bet very few of you, if any, have ever seen this shirt before. Well, now you have, from the personal collection of Daryl D. Let's keep moving, y'all. Here we have one of the, let me start that over. Here we have one of the queens of R&B and soul, one of my favorite female singers of all time, the queen, Miss Patti LaBelle. I believe this show definitely was here in Phoenix. I believe this was at the Celebrity Theater, if I'm not mistaken. And what I remember the most about this show is that Patti, she had a whole row of different shoes that she was wearing the night of that show. And at different times during the night, she would change her shoes. And she would sing in different shoes all night. But I don't remember how much merch she had, but I remember, this was just so beautiful. No back hit, but the front, this picture is just absolutely gorgeous. They really did a good job on this t-shirt. Absolutely beautiful. I've only worn this a few times, and some of you guys might be wondering, like, how come you always talking about you don't wear or you haven't worn this shirt? I've got hundreds of shirts in my personal collection, hundreds. So I don't always get to, you know, rock them as much as I'd like to. But I've gotten in this one a few times, so you might have seen me around town looking lovely with Miss Patty here. All right, let's keep it going. Now this next shirt, this was a show I didn't actually go to, um, but I'm glad I was able to get the T-shirt. Um, I am a huge fan of Janet Jackson, and this was her 2023 show, and I was gonna go, but I didn't. But luckily, I was able to buy this shirt um, in New York City, actually, from a street vendor for a whole whopping $5. So even though I didn't get to go to the show, I was still able to get the T-shirt. Together Again tour. Beautiful picture of Janet. There's the cities, and of course, we know Ludacris was on that tour with Janet. That must have been really, really exciting for him to rock a humongous crowd like that. Um, but yeah, man, I used to have a serious, serious crush on Janet back in the Different Strokes days. Remember them days? Yeah, it was crazy. The last time, the only time I've seen Janet in concert was back in the '90s during her Rhythm Nation tour. Wow, that was a great show. Um, couldn't afford nothing back then, but I did buy Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation baseball cap that ended up getting stolen or something. So I don't know. But yo, I got a shirt from the 23 Together Again tour with Ludacris. So yeah, Janet's up in here. Okay, if you know Daryl D, then you know Daryl D is a huge fan of neo soul music. And one of my favorite neo soul artists, of course, is Raheem Devon. Got to see him. It's been a few years. This was 2015, and this was at the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix, Arizona. He rocked all my favorite songs. It was a great show. I can't remember if there was an opener or not, but I was just trying to get my feel. I was like, just sing two of my two favorite songs by you, and then I'm a bounce. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a whole lot of patience. I'm getting older. I can't hang out with these young cats too much. Not like I used to. Anyway, of course I ended up staying for the whole show because it was absolutely fantastic. There's the back hit with the cities on it. Did any of you guys catch this tour back in 2015? Yo, everything this guy put out is pretty dope. So big ups to Raheem Devon. And I love the entire neo soul movement. And I rock with him, man. I rock with him. So this is one of my favorite. This gets a lot of wear too. Okay, speaking of neo soul, we have another queen in the house. This is your girl Jill Scott. Now, let's just take a moment and gaze at this beauty. The beauty that is Jill. Just let that sink in for a minute. Look how fly that is. Go ahead, just take it all in. Take it all in. And I'm sure you can understand why I picked up this shirt. Now, I forgot the venue. This is some downtown venue here in Phoenix. These venues here change names about every 2 months. So I can't keep up with all these new names. But she played downtown. I got there right after she started. Got there a little late. Security was tripping. I guess they ain't had nothing better to do than harass me while I was trying to go in there. Whatever. But she had a number of different t-shirts to choose on her merch tables. But this was definitely the best one out of everything that she had. The only thing that I didn't care for about the shirt is that there was no back hit, no cities, nothing like that. And she did have some shirts that had some cities on it, but the front wasn't, you know what I mean? So I had to make a decision, but as you can see, I definitely made the right decision because look at that. I still got a chance, Jill. Never say never. Okay. Now let me just make something clear to you guys. I am like the biggest New Edition fan in the world. Let me just put that out there. All right? They recently just did a tour that unfortunately I wasn't able to attend because they didn't come to Phoenix. Unfortunately, I was in Michigan visiting family, and I found out too late because I could have caught the Chicago show or maybe the Detroit show, but I was like right in between both of those cities, so I just didn't get to catch them. But I did get to snag a concert tee, and that's what I want to show you right now. This is the New Edition, what they call this, the Culture Tour. Check this out. Man, I'm so disappointed that I couldn't make this show, but I'm so glad that I at least was able to grab a t-shirt. And as you can see, they have Charlie Wilson on the tour, and they also had Jodeci on the tour. Let me show you the back here, because the back is even cooler than the front. So there you got the lineup, all 6 members. Jodeci, Charlie Wilson, and of course all of the cities that they hit. Man, how disappointing it was that I couldn't make this show. But I get to rock the shirt as if I did make the show. Now, I wouldn't lie about something like that. I didn't get to go, but check this out. This is another shirt that I got from the same vendor in New York City for $5. I grabbed this for $5. Unfortunately, this was the only one that they had. They had another style that I might show you in another video, but I grabbed this one. It was the only one they had and the only one in my size. So yeah, I got to rock that. Now this is shirt number 9. I only have one more for you. All right. So if you like this shirt, let me show you the next one. Hang out. So yes, that was a New Edition. Here's another New Edition. This was a show that I did attend. And this show goes way back to, I believe, 1997. And this was the Heartbreak Tour. Now check this out. Look at this tee. Look how cool this was. Al B. Sure was also on this tour. And check that out down there. Mr. Bobby Brown. This was the first time that Bobby had toured outside and performed outside of New Edition. This was the first time that it happened. So it was crazy. I remember Bobby was dressed in his this suit, and he had a briefcase in his hand and like a hat, like a derby kind of hat, I guess you call it. And he came strutting out there, murdered it. Anybody that didn't get to see Bobby Brown perform back in the 90s, you really, really missed out. Because he was bananas back there, and he was running things. He was running it. Let me show you the back hit here. 1988, what did I say, 97? 1988 Heartbreak Tour with special guests Al B. Sure and Bobby Brown. Now, I did not buy this shirt from that show. I couldn't afford it. In 1988, these shirts were $10 back then. And I was still in high school. back then. So there was no way that I would have been able to afford this. It was expensive enough just me getting a ticket to the show. And I still have my ticket stub from this show. But many, many years later, I found this guy online who was selling this. And I paid a pretty penny for it. But I'm glad to actually have this in my collection, because this, I have very, very fond memories of these days and this show and just concerts in general, from back in those days. And this was definitely one of the earliest concerts that I ever attended. I started going to concerts in 1986. This show is from 1988. So yeah, this was real early for me. And this is definitely one of the most prized shirts that I have in my collection. So, there you have it, guys. 10 shirts. 10 of my favorite concert tees from R&B concerts that I've been to, from my personal collection. And if you like this, there'll be more videos like this. So you guys stay tuned. I will have more. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on Daryl D TV. And until next time, you guys stay safe. All right? Peace and love.